Miss Cox here, here for lesson 2 of fractions this week. Yesterday, you had a great time finding things around your house that could be split in half, and you drew some wonderful posters. Here in school, we had a go at that, doing that too, and we found some shapes and things that could be split in half, and we had to think about unequal parts as well. Did you have a think about that? Did you have a think about how something can be unequal? Okay, one part is smaller than the other. Hopefully you did. Anyway, today we're going to be thinking about half and what is half. So let's have a think. Oh, before we do that, I did say we're going to do some number formation every day. So I hope you've got your pencil and paper. If not, this is a good time to pause and go and get yourself a pencil and paper. Today we're going to be looking at number 3. So lovely rhyme for this one. It's around the tree, around again. That's the way we make a 3. So around the tree, that's the way we make a 3. And if I get my pen, I can do that with you. So I'll say it again. Okay, so around the tree, that's the way we make a 3. Now, of course, you'll be able to draw your 3s much better than I have, because it's quite tricky to do it on the pen here on the laptop. So have a couple of minutes now doing a whole line of 3s, remembering around the tree, that's the way we make a 3. Okay. And moving on, today's game that I'm going to do with you today is one called ping pong. So you're going to have to join in at home, and I'm going to have to be able to hear you from home. So Miles' class, we've done this lots and lots, and we call it ping pong or table tennis sometimes. And what we do is we count up to 20, but we share the counting. So I start on 0, and then the whole class shout back 1, and then I say 2, and the whole class hopefully shout back 3. So we share the counting, and then we do it backwards as well. So what I'm going to do is I am going to say the numbers. I will start on 0, and then you're going to fill in the gaps. Okay, so you might want to replay this a couple of times if you're not quite sure the first time. Okay, so if I say 0, you're going to say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So hopefully you filled in all the numbers up to 20. And now this is a great game for you to play at home, and you can do it with numbers up to 20. You can count backwards, which is a good one. You can count up in 2s, in 5s, in 10s, however you'd like to do it. So ping pong is a really good one for you to practice at home. So have a little practice now. Okay, well, hopefully your brains are all lovely and warmed up and ready to do some maths today, ready to do some fractions. And now for this bit, you're going to need to get yourself a square bit of paper, okay? So a square bit of paper, ready to do this next job. So if you need to do that, get yourself a square bit of paper, please do that now. If you're ready, then we'll get started. So you get a square piece of paper, and as you can see with my square bit of paper, I have folded it in half. Now, when you fold pieces of paper in half, it's really important you match up all the edges. So you make sure that all the corners meet up, because it's really important we're trying to make equal parts today. So you need to try and fold your square as closely as you can around the edges, so that it makes it 2 equal parts when you open it up. Now, when you open up, da-da, you can see from my square that I have got 1, 2 equal parts. And I know that they're equal. Do you remember we talked about this? They're equal because they are the same. This part is the same as this part. This part is the same as this part. And I've just drawn a line down the middle of my square so you can really see that I've got 2 equal parts. You can do that if you like. You don't have to, but I've drawn a line down the middle of my square, so it's really obvious to say that you've got 2 equal parts, okay? Or we could also say that we have half, because half means 1 of 2 equal parts, okay? So half is 1 of 2 equal parts. And I'm going to show you what I mean. So if we look at our square, okay, so before my square, so if I turn my square over, here we go. I have got a whole square. This is the whole, okay, this is the whole, okay. And now my whole has been split up into 2 equal parts. And if I was to colour it in, just like here, I've coloured in this one. So if I very quickly was going to use my pen here, very squibbly, if you were doing this, and you are going to do this, you're going to colour this in really nicely. But I'm just quickly colouring in, shading in one of my 2 equal parts. And now I can say I've coloured in half of my square because I've coloured in one of 2 equal parts. So we're going to say something. You're going to be my cave again today. And what we're going to say is half is one of 2 equal parts. Half is one of 2 equal parts. You say? We'll do it one more time. Half is one of 2 equal parts. Ah, much better. I heard you that time. Okay, so one of 2 equal parts. Half is one of 2 equal parts. Okay, so I'm going to give you some time now with your shape, with your square. Can you colour in half of your square? Can you colour in one of 2 equal parts? Pause me and have a go at doing that. Colour in one of 2 equal parts, just like I've done. Okay, well, hopefully you coloured in your square beautifully. It's one of 2 equal parts, half. So it should look something like mine, okay? Hopefully you use lovely, bright, colourful colours, okay? So we've got a reasoning rabbit here. Now, because I'm in the classroom, I can grab, I'm going to look a bit silly now, but I can grab my reasoning rabbit ears, okay? Here we go. So I've got my reasoning rabbit ears on. And when we're in the classroom, we pop these on for anybody who's doing reasoning rabbit. So because we're doing reasoning rabbit, I've popped them on. So I want you to have a little think about this picture. It says, what do you think? So we've got a picture here of 4 circles. And it says here, which circles have been split into equal halves? So what that means is, which circles have been split into 2 equal parts? To let you have a think about that for a minute. So pause me and have a think. Which circles have been split into equal parts, equal halves? Okay, have a talk to your grown-ups. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go through and I will, hopefully you will agree with me. I know that this circle has been split into equal halves because this side of the shape, this half is the same as this half. This part is the same as this part. So I know that it has been split into equal halves. I know that this circle has been split into equal halves because this half is the same as this half. This part is the same as this part, although it looks a bit different. That where it's been halved is in a different place. But I still think that this is definitely been split into 2 equal halves. Now, I know that this circle and this circle have not been split into equal halves because they're different. This part here is much bigger than this part, and this part here is smaller than this part. So they are not equal halves. Hopefully you agree with me. Show me a thumbs up if you agree with me, or show your grown-ups a thumbs up if you agree with me. Okay, so well done for being a reasoning rabbit. Okay, let's take my reasoning rabbit ears off now because we've finished reasoning rabbit. Okay, so we're going to go on to what you're going to be doing today. So your challenges today. Okay, so if you want to stick at level 1, that is, you're going to be doing this activity. So you're going to be making paper shapes. Okay, so you can find things around the home. Okay, maybe use some of the things you found yesterday. You can draw around them to make the shape. Okay, and then fold them in half and then open them up and colour in half of those shapes. Okay, so make paper shapes, fold in half to make equal halves, and then you can show me they're equal by colouring them or colouring one. Okay, you can colour half of your shape. Oh, and it says here is a question, can you make any with unequal halves, unequal parts? Okay, unequal parts. So you're just basically carrying on with this activity. You're making shapes, you are folding them in half, and then colouring in half. Now remember, if it's half, it's got to be the same, hasn't it? So one half has got to be exactly the same as the other half. Okay, so that's level 1. Level 2, I will send you, though, you have a document that will have this on, and you complete a sorting activity. So at the top, you'll have a table that looks like this, and then you have got to sort, cut out the shapes at the bottom, so cut them out and stick them in the correct place. So shapes you think that have been split in half, shapes that are not split in half. So if you're not sure, then you have a little, you can rewind me and have a look and think about, which circles were cut in half and which weren't. Okay, so you've got to sort the shapes into ones that split in half, ones that are not. And look, the challenge is, can you add any more of your own shapes? Okay. And then, actually, I do need my reasoning rabbit ears, because look, we've got 1 reasoning rabbit challenge. Okay, so level 3, reasoning rabbit. Eva and Jack are both attempting to split a rectangle in half. Eva has done this. Jack thinks he can find 3 more ways. Can you show the different ways that Jack could fold or split this rectangle? Grown-ups, I will send you the answers as well to this one, but they'll be a bit further down the page. Okay, so if you want to have a go at this one, then the answers for this one will be there too. Okay, so we'll have lots of fun today choosing your challenge. And if you have any questions or worries, do message or dojo your teacher and they can get back to you. I hope you have a really fun day learning about halves, and I'll be back tomorrow to talk about halving amounts of objects tomorrow. So I hope you'll have a really lovely day, and I shall see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.